there's about, in New York State, about 70 to 75% of the people who are eligible are receiving the benefits, but that leaves about 25% of those who can be receiving SNAP are not taking advantage of that program. And as you mentioned, that is money that's not going to the local economy. There are statistics that say that for every dollar of SNAP benefits spent in the region, that generates $1.78 in local activity. So this is a program that is really good for the local economy, and of course it's also, most importantly, it's good for our community to help people get healthy, nutritious food. Of course, yeah, it's an economic benefit, especially if you use your SNAP benefits in a local establishment, like at farmers markets, which are starting to accept them more. The Elmwood Bidwell Market, the Lancaster Market, the Clinton Bailey Market, sometimes the downtown market, or some vendors at the downtown market accept SNAP benefits. And so that is a way to directly help not the big food businesses, but our local economy. So I think one of the big ones is people's perception of the application process, of it being overly burdensome, overly difficult. So if you are applying for public assistance or temporary assistance or TANF, you do have to go to social services, to the Department of Social Services, the Rath building. But for the SNAP program, it is never necessary to go to the office. And I think a lot of people maybe don't understand that. They also might be intimidated just to think about doing an application. But what we at Food for All do is try to help people, encourage them to apply and let them know that it's not a difficult process. So whenever they call our office or go to an outreach event where we are available that day, we screen people for the program. So we'll ask a few questions about income, housing, and other economic issues.
Indicators,
sure.
Uh-huh.
And we can tell you in literally 3 minutes whether or not you're going to be eligible. Another big thing I think is the stigma against the program, because it's considered a government benefit, a social support program, or I guess welfare. This is what people most commonly say.
Uh-huh.
But how we think of it in our organization is that it's an entitlement that everybody has a right to. Everybody has a right to affordable, healthy food, and sometimes that's out of reach for many people. The most common application process is to fill out a paper application, which we send to the clients, or which we fill out with them at an outreach event, and then you just have to send that in to the Department of Social Services, and then they will call you within about 2 weeks to set up an interview. And they do the interview over the phone, and if you are eligible, then they just send you the benefits directly to your home, and you never have to go to the office. I think the biggest one happens at recertification time, which for most people is every 6 months. You need to resubmit your information, and sometimes people miss that letter, that it just gets thrown out, or if you move and you do not advise the office of your move, or even if you do, sometimes they're very slow to respond. And so if you miss that letter, then your case gets closed and you have to go through the whole process again.